back to another home renovation series. This is officially the week that we're moving, which is wild. So we currently have about 6 days to finalize all the little projects that we want to finish. Yeah, as you can see, we have done the floors, which we're so in love with. We have to paint these white, like in between the steps, and the house white, obviously. So we're currently going to be sanding all the walls because they're a little bit bumpy and prepping it to paint. So these last few days, we're just going to be painting as many rooms as we can and just focusing on the ones that we're going to be fully using, such as the primary bedroom, the living room or family room, and my office, because those are going to be the ones that are going to have furniture in them. Since we're moving from an apartment, we don't really have that much furniture, just a bunch of stuff that we need to basically store in the meantime in the attic or basement. But as of right now, those are going to be the 3 rooms that we're going to be fully focusing. Oh, and of course, the hallway, which we're hoping to also move forward with those. But yeah, my mom and my best friend Ivani came yesterday, so I'll insert some clips here, but we basically were working on spackling the walls, sanding the trim of the windows, and prepping it to paint. So we're going to be doing that today. I still need to basically decide on the paint color, but we got a lot done yesterday.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go.
Now, something that truly delayed us this past week was Eric, by mistake, stepped in the wrong, in the wrong corner of the house and made a huge hole in the ceiling upstairs in the 2nd floor. I don't even want to talk about it. If I'm being honest. So I'm just going to also insert some of those clips because he was kind enough to basically vlog it for us. I didn't come at all last week due to that inconvenience, and then also the shutters were left outside. I kept repeating to Eric that we needed to bring them in, but he insisted in leaving them outside to dry, but it was too cold and it rained, so the shutters that we painted were completely ruined, and now we have to do it all over again. And we also got a dumpster last week, and he filled it up, which that was very time consuming and I'm sure an extensive job. So let's insert those clips now.
All right, back at the house. So we made the mistake of not getting a dumpster while they were taking out all of our flooring material. So now I get to have the fun job of moving all that and putting it in there. Okay, so little update. It's been like 20 minutes. I took all the wood out and separated it, as well as some of that other stuff, which is like old shelves and stuff like that. Took it out of the garage. I left all the rugs still in there. Obviously, I'm gonna put those in first. Notice this guy is bigger than 10 feet, which is that size dumpster. So I gotta cut about 1.5 feet over here. And then it'll fit. We're losing light. Definitely did not select the right size dumpster. That is just the carpet. That was fun. It's organized pretty well. So I'm hoping we can kind of like lay all that wood kind of flat. All right, so update, I finished. I got everything out of here. I got the rugs out, the frames, all the sheetrock, all that stuff. I couldn't fit the lumber, so we're stuck with that, but we have to take our cabinets out, so we're gonna redo that anyway. So we'll just get another dumpster and combine that with the cabinets. Show you guys the dumpster. For reference, here's the dumpster. Super full. Happy with the progress, on to the next one. Okay, for those still with us, it's like 7:45. Now we're on to project number 2. Yeah. So we talked about putting recessed lighting. All of the lighting, the wiring runs through the attic. So I went up there to see what we were looking at, and I stepped right on top of some insulation and broke the sheetrock in the ceiling, which I think we'll laugh about in time, but Natalie obviously, understandably, was a little upset when it happened yesterday, so I want to get this taken care of so we don't have to look at a huge hole. Should be a fairly easy fix, famous last words, so let's get to it and keep you guys updated. So here's my setup. Took the tarp out because I didn't cut and drywall. I don't want everything to be ruined. So I didn't get the right marker, but I cut out a pretty clean version. I'm gonna cut kind of like this shape here and go all the way down and then just cut clean that way. I'm gonna try and cut it in pieces because if I can cut this cleanly right up here, then I can just put it on top of a clean piece of sheetrock and trace it, and that'll make my life a lot easier. And I figure I'll use the saw blade, or the razor blade, excuse me, to try and cut like the line as clean as I can. And then I'll go in with the sagittal saw, probably a construction name, that's the surgery name for it, and get a clean cut. So, it actually worked better than I was expecting. Got the mask on because I don't want to inhale a bunch of sheetrock, but it was a pretty clean cut. This is what we got. So that's the hole. So I'm just gonna match that hole with my piece of sheetrock and then put it in. And it actually, the pieces came out real clean. So I'm really happy with that. One more piece right here. And there's my cutout. Super easy. I'm gonna measure it just to be 100% certain, but I honestly think we're in pretty good shape. So my plan actually worked really well. So this is the edge that I cut out here. This is the edge over here. I'm just gonna really trace it with a blade and cut it out. It's not long enough, which is kind of annoying. So I'm gonna have to take this part and cut it out from over here, but I'm gonna mark it on the actual piece that I'm taking right now. And I'm going to cut this little corner off so that I can replicate it over here. Moment of truth. Will the good piece fit into the hole? Tune in to find out.
Alright, so we are currently up to date and we're going to be repainting the shutters, sanding the walls, and choosing the paint to start priming and painting. Also, I have decided I am an outfit repeater because I'm not going to be ruining a bunch of clothes. And I already know that these jeans and sweater I don't really care about. Eric is currently setting up for...
So we tried to paint and it rained. We left them outside to dry and the rain hit the wet paint.
We sound like a lot of people.
Natalie claims I didn't run it by her, she agreed.
Honey.
It is what it is, okay?
No, I didn't agree. We literally argued about it.
Now we get to repaint, and I have my house set up here so I can lay them up and dry them inside so that the rain doesn't get it again, but I hope...
We learned our lesson, that's what I hope.
If we do both sides, you think we can dry them all?
I think we can dry them all here, yeah. They were also supposed to come today to finish closing up this wall. They're going to be coming tomorrow, and Eric is going to be basically rerouting it to come out through here. Oh, he actually opened that already. Cool. Anyways, and then also removing this pipe and closing that off tomorrow. He's rerouting this outlet to this side. Now, let's go upstairs so I can show you. By the way, look how beautiful the floors look. I'm obsessed. Basically, this was the original color of the floors, and now they look like this. And I'm just so in love. But this was the damage, and it was a lot bigger than this. He actually did a really good job at closing it. It's just the tape is so obvious that he's going to have to like put more compound and sanding it all over. Let me actually show you guys the sander that we got. So this is the current state of the primary bedroom. We were considering a color like this, but it looks gold and it's not really what we want. And then we started covering some holes and sanding the wall. As you can see, Ivani and my mom sand these windows. Oh my God, something else that I totally forgot to mention. But yesterday we decided, by we, I decided that it was going to be a good idea to basically remove, there was like a wood, weirdly 3D in this corner, and it just didn't make any sense in my head. This is what it looked like, and it was all throughout. So basically, I was like, oh, I don't really like that look, let's remove it. And now we can tell why they had it, and it's completely horrible. And I don't think we can fix it with just like the spackling material for compound. I don't know. So we're probably going to get another plank and just put it as they had it. I don't know. But this is a sander. We got it for $100 on Amazon, so I'll link it down below for you guys. It came with this dust bag, and we specifically got it to basically remove the popcorn ceiling in the laundry room. But we decided to obviously sand the walls to prep them for paint later. Definitely recommend if you're going to be sanding, and I think it's pretty well priced for what it is. But yeah, this was the paint that I got, and I'm not too crazy about it now. Let me show you the white paint, which is another issue. The echo in this room is really annoying me, but I basically decided to go for one of these two paints, which obviously on camera, it looks exactly the same. This one is a little bit more, I guess, yellow undertone, and then this one is more cool, bright white color. So this one is a lot whiter than this one. The thing is, I'm a little bit concerned about the finish because it's very shiny. Okay, here you could see it, but it's a semi-gloss and it's very, very shiny, especially compared to this flat finish. I genuinely wanted a semi-gloss just because I feel like they're easier to clean, and quite honestly, in all of the apartments that I've lived, they've only put flat finish on the walls, and it's the worst paint ever. So now I don't know if we should get eggshell finish or satin finish compared to the semi-gloss. By the way, these two colors are bare, but they're comparable to the Benjamin Moore Simply White. So the whipped cream is comparable to the Simply White, and the natural white is comparable to Chantilly Lace, which is a top favorite. But yeah, again, I feel like the finish being semi-gloss, it's too shiny for me. All right, adding one more thing to the list.
A lot of algae that's built up, so we need to put a bunch of chlorine in there and kill anything that's alive.
We are closing the pool. It is very dirty. But that's a problem for next summer, not right now. Huh, isn't that like regular bleach?
I think they just took the Clorox label off and put super...
Like actually though, maybe it's different. What is this ball?
I have to put that in too. Winter Pills Capsule All-in-One Formula makes winterizing your pool faster and easier than ever. Clarifies the pool water and helps reduce scaling and staining.
Pamela estaba aquí por si acá con el flashlight. We got two electricians here for free $99.
No. For us, but for anyone else.
Correct.
Charge, Nathalie.
That's
You're already failing.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would?
We are back at the house. It is officially moving week, which is insane to even think about. There's so much that needs to get done, and we've also had major delays, as you guys know. I actually didn't film it, but we were working on Saturday on moving some like electricianal work, and Eric did a great job. However, at the very end, because it was already really dark and very tired, he ended up by mistake breaking one of the wires, so we had to drive very late to Walmart because Home Depot was closed. Found the wire that he needed and came back here. We got home like at 2 a.m. that night. It's been like sleepless nights lately. I just can't wait to be living here, to be honest, because the drives back and forth have been taking a toll on us. So because of those delays and just trying to navigate, also learning at the same time, taking care of a house, doing things properly, we haven't been able to paint a single room. And we're moving Friday. The floor guy is coming on Wednesday to seal the floor, so we can't use it until Friday. And everything that needs to get done needs to be done by Monday and Tuesday. So today's Monday. So then we ended up reevaluating the painting quotes that we got, and some of them were insanely high. Some were $14,000, $16,000 to just paint the house, like the labor, and not the materials included. And then I actually ended up getting one that was $5,200, and I totally forgot about it. So I called the guy again and I'm like, hey, we're actually reconsidering your quote and would love to work with you. And he basically said to meet him today here at the house early in the morning. So I drove early in the morning and he came to see the house all over again, and basically told me that it's a lot more work than he assumed and like that he quoted, and just basically for us to use him for one day and see how he works and then decide if we want to keep moving with him. But he works per day, so we have to pay him per day, but he's not fully committed to the full job. And I told him, I'm like, I'm not going to hire you, because if we want to work with you, we want to work with you fully, you know, to finish the job. And I don't know, he was just very finicky about it and just not dedicated or interested. And I kept asking him, I'm like, just give me a quote, like just give me whatever you're charging and then we can reevaluate what you're quoting us. Long story short, we're back to square one because he didn't really give me good vibes, and just he was very unsure about the job. And I'm not going to hire someone that doesn't really seem interested in getting the job done right. So we're going to be maybe painting ourselves. He's still going to give us a quote and see how much it's going to be. But we can't waste time, and he can only work next week. But we don't have any time to waste, and we still want to prioritize the rooms that are going to have furniture, which are going to be the bedroom, my office, and the family room. So those 3 rooms we will love to paint before we move, but realistically speaking, that's not going to be the case. We'll probably only have my office painted, and the rest will paint with furniture in there. So yeah, that's basically a quick little update on our homeowner chronicles. I ended up asking you guys on Instagram your favorite paints, and there's now even more options to choose from. But my friend Stephanie recommended White Dove, I believe, from Benjamin Moore. And I think I might go with that one because she loves it. I love how her house looks, and it seems to be a lot of people's favorites as well. So I'm in between Chantilly Lace and White Dove now. But let's go to the store and see them in person and maybe get a sample. I'm also deciding on eggshell, by the way, because so many of you guys were eating me alive when I mentioned satin, not satin, semi-gloss for the walls. And I got a sample for the semi-gloss, and it's extremely glossy and shiny. So that's an automatic no. We're back at the house. I reflected a little bit, got some food, to be honest. Maybe I was a little hangry. I drove to Benjamin Moore to get some sample and to get my new favorite. Now that I'm an upstate girly, I am obsessed. There's so many beautiful birds here. I'm going to become a bird watcher. But anyways, I am so obsessed with salsa fresca, which is basically the chipotle up here. And I'm like in love. So I got myself a little jarritos. This is the tamarindo one, and a tortillas bowl. I'll show you. First of all, chips and salsa are included. And in my opinion, I feel like they are a lot fresher. Oh my God, there's a blue jay. Are you joking me right now? No, because you think I'm joking about becoming a bird watcher. I mean, look at this. I get like the little tortilla, rice, beans, chicken, lettuce, pico de gallo, cilantro, queso, and the chipotle aioli, as well as sour cream. But yeah, now that I got some food, I feel like I brought some senses back to myself. I was a little depressed there a few minutes ago. More stress than anything, let's be real. But it's just the fact that I know things are not going to go as I imagined, which I'm sure it happens to everyone with a house. You don't even have to tell me, girl, take your time, don't stress it. I get it, I get it. But at the very least, I wanted to have everything painted and the floors ready before moving in, just for the convenient aspect of it. All right, so I got 3 paints. I got White Dove, that's Stephanie recommended. I also got Simply White, because I got it from there, but everyone recommends Benjamin Moore. And then I also got Pashmina for this bedroom. So let's swatch it next to this one, which is, whoa, fuck. Eric? Painter's Chronicles, am I right? Thank God I didn't dirty my coat, but it literally fell all over, so let's swatch it. Oh, that's spot on. All right, so now I'm going to take White Dove and hopefully not make a mess this time. Why is it so tight?
Like a stone in a